have also attempted to confuse African and indeed world opinion by propagating the despicable falsehood that our independence will be a precedent for separation in other African states. They have not bothered to ask themselves, for instance, what was the precedent for the alleged Biafran secession? The truth is that one secession does not necessarily lead to another. Throughout history, there has been a long list of empires that broke up into nations and federations which split into sovereign states. The Union of Great Britain and Ireland, the federations of Mali, Malaysia, West Indies, and Central Africa are recent examples of this. The disintegration occurred on account of unique local factors or to grave linguistic and religious differences. Biafra, however, remains a lesson to all countries of what could happen if they were to unleash a pogrom against a section of their own community. Amongst other spurious arguments trumped up by the Lagos clique is another that Nigeria is a single, interdependent economic unit and that its disintegration would disrupt established market trends and leave the separate economies so much poorer. It is true that as between the regions of the former Nigerian Federation, the economic pattern was one of interdependence, but this is equally true of all world economies which are complementary. But this should not make us to try and force unworkable political units on an unwilling people merely to create a large market. It is enough for both states to enter into trade and technical agreements. With more efficient planning, these separate units could even be made economically more prosperous. This also disproves the argument that Nigeria would not be viable without Biafra. Perhaps Nigeria may be poorer for it, and it should have occurred to its leaders to be more tolerant of people who they now admit constituted their wealth. But the rest of Nigeria has enough potentiality to remain a great and united African state, if only its leaders would show realism and imagination in harnessing their vast potential resources. The Nigerian leaders demonstrated their scorn for African opinion, which they are now trying desperately to cultivate by refusing to accept our calls for a peaceful resolution of our conflict through the good offices of many African states. Even when they had reluctantly agreed to the Organization for African Unity's desire to mediate, they are taking steps to frustrate their efforts. Biafra is no longer asking for anyone's mediation, but is willing at all times, as in the past, to resolve its conflict with Lagos at the conference table. The Organization of African Unity has shown itself insensitive to our suffering and incapable of resolving the crisis. A so-called mediation, which presumes that there is only one side to a dispute and can go to every length to appease that side, cannot be expected to be fair, objective, and just. The present conflict can now be resolved by individual states taking initiative by recognizing our right to existence and urging on Nigeria to abandon her war of aggression against an injured people. Having failed on all scores, the Nigerians have raised the bogey of a minority in Biafra being forced into independence against their wish. This again is far from the truth. Our people, irrespective of their ethnic grouping, have shown conclusively their commitment to and support of the territorial integrity and sovereignty of Biafra by their sacrifice in blood and contribution to the war effort. The decision to declare the sovereign and independent state of Biafra was a unanimous one made by the chiefs, leaders, and representatives of all communities in Biafra at the Consultative Assembly and Council of Chiefs and Elders. The so-called representatives of the minorities in Lagos have never had any popular backing, were defeated in elections in their own homes during the civilian era, and have since been denounced by their own people. Some of them, like Okoye Arikpo, are themselves guilty of intellectual dishonesty since they were party or sponsors of the constitutional proposals creating the present provinces of the Republic of Biafra in order to allay minority fears. Our people know enough of Lagos and can testify that the massacre of thousands of then Eastern Nigerians was irrespective of tribal affiliation. The bombing and other military brutalities since Biafran independence have followed the same pattern. Having suffered together, they are now united together in solidarity to fight on to victory to assure a place of honor and respect for themselves and their children. When the Lagos Vandals realized that they were doomed to failure, they, along with their foreign megaphones like the BBC, thought that they could win by pretending to be doing so. They are trying to make the world believe that they have taken Enugu, that the war is virtually ended, and that they are now engaged in the task of reconstruction. Nothing is further from the truth. Our valiant forces have continued to keep the enemy at the few border towns and zones they have captured by treachery. The gallant Biafran forces are now in control of most of the Enugu and Bonny and are gradually wiping out the enemy invaders at Calabar. They have also re-entered Ugoja. The Nigerian troops will never forget the lesson of their Onitsha invasion, where thousands of their men were decimated. Our troops are fighting bravely and will continue to do so until victory is won. The Nigerians appear not to know that by unleashing a war of aggression, in addition to several past injuries, they have aroused a whole people against them. This is the people's war for freedom. Biafra has come to stay, and the fact of our independence is irreversible. Ours is a nation of 14 million people with various ethnic groupings, united together by past sufferings and present freedom, and nothing can shake our determination. Conscious of the justness of their cause, and with God on our side, our people are determined to fight to the last man, confident of eventual success. May God bless you all, fellow Biafrans, and keep and protect Biafra.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to this live broadcast where you are watching live and direct on Facebook, live and direct on enterbiafra.com, live and direct on YouTube, live and direct on Twitter. This is the third day of January 2021, and we have come this evening again to raise the alarm of the latest intelligence report on our desk. The latest intelligence report on our desk. When you listen to the voice of the great Odumegwu Ikemba Buruburu, when you listen to that voice, you heard him say, the suffering of our past, or our past suffering, and the quest for freedom unite us. And that is not different in this present day. to my Oduduwa people. The time has come again that I have to remember and remind you people of the impending danger in Yoruba and Oduduwa forest. You may remember that some time ago, I spent month upon month shouting about the danger in Oduduwa forest. Today, the third day of January 2021, I have come this evening, for it has become imperative. Apart from that, we are in this together. We have become our brother's keeper. And on this note, I am going to expose the latest intelligence report the Biafran people have gathered. As I'm talking to you now, Yoruba Oduduwa forest has been surrounded. And I believe that Amotekon will live up to expectation. On this note, a matter of days, I will be giving you a specific locations like I have done in the past. I will be giving you a specific locations to where you can find this terrorist. And why I will be doing this is for them to know that we know where they are and that we are so many or thousand steps ahead of them. Now, having said this, wait for me in a couple of days. I will be telling you, just like I did in the past. I will be telling you, I will be giving you hints what is going on, because our own is that we go extra mile, and that extra mile is yielding result. So my voice today, I will start with my Oduduwa brothers. The forest, most of the forest, thick forest has been surrounded. Not just that the forest has been surrounded. Again, remember that some time ago, sometime last year, I raised the alarm about the armory in forest in Yoruba land. And I believe that those who followed my program in those times will confirm that all the things I said, nothing was wrong. Everything was fact, accurate, just the way I said it. They had the armory, so many forests in Yoruba land, and again, they are back. In fact, they are not back. These are completely new mercenaries. As I'm talking to you now, these are completely new mercenaries. New mercenaries. Very deadly terrorists. They have now surrounded Oduduwa forest. And the only way to win this is that we fight together. We fight together. How do we fight together? Not security issues I'm gonna make public. Those who are in front line, know how they communicate with each other. But some of the things I have to make public here is that as you are fighting there, as you are chasing them, the people you drove out of the forest in Oyo, they are not real. They are not. They are the people surveying the places. They are not the real one. I am talking to now the Amotekon. You see the people you drove out of Oyo. Is it Oyo or Ondo forest? They are not the terrorists. They are not. Of course, they are the terrorists, but they are not. They are not the people who do the field work. So next time, you don't need to chase them. Where are you chasing them to? You don't need to chase them. If you chase them from Ondo, where do you chase them to? Do you chase them to Ogun State? Do you chase them to Ekiti State? Do you chase them to other neighboring states? What is the plan of chasing them away from Ondo Forest? Where do you chase them to? We need to know. This is where I say we need to work. We need to, there need to be a very strong synergy in this. This is not a fight for the Oduduwa alone. This is a fight for the entire southern Nigeria. It is not a fight for, we cannot cut this fight and fight it and then cut the other one and fight it. No, this fight has to be holistic. It has to be a general fight. Until we start to do it general fight, we will not, we may be playing this game until you don't know when they will strike, especially if the intelligence, how we get our intelligence, if there is any miscalculation and stuff like that. So for them to distract us, they are now coming with restructuring. They are now coming with restructuring. Remember, I said I am going to be giving you a specific locations in a matter of days. So I'm not just coming here to make claim. And when I say it, you go there. Of course, there are people who give them information. They're listening to our program. They know we have a lot of information. They know we gather a lot of intelligence report that the Nigeria government combined together cannot get. This is not boasting. This is not boasting. This is not boasting. This is not just boast, and this is not propaganda. I don't think I should be able to, I don't think I should be, mentioning this, that this is not, because we don't talk anyhow. So the point now is that there must be a synergy in this whole thing. The northern elders, not all the northern elders, not all the northern elders, but the majority of the northern elders who support the activities of the terrorists because of the ulterior motive. They are playing the secret game that some of the northern elders don't even understand. When I say not all northern elders, I'm talking about those elders who claim they are northern elders, but they are from the middle belt. They are completely out of what is going on. But they go to the meeting. But they are part of the. Although now they are beginning to say they are forming their own middle belt and all that. But in practice, some of the people in the middle belt are still attaching themselves to the northern elders. So what they want to do now is that they want to now begin to distract the southern Nigeria, especially our Oduduwa brothers, with the restructuring, syndrome. The restructuring. Now they tell you that North is now ready for restructuring. As if, who does that? Who does that? They come to tell you now North is ready for restructuring. And remember that most of the people who are beneficiary, who are benefiting from the corrupt government, they are all shouting, both from the Biafra and from Oduduwa, they are all shouting restructuring. And the restructuring has nothing to do with the security of life and how to secure your forest from your first class Oba being killed. No, the restructuring only have one agenda and one purpose: economic control. It is economic driven. Structuring of Nigeria, those shouting for restructuring are only interested in economic control, resource control, nothing else. Now, what they are not telling you is how will a restructured Nigeria tackle the current, security challenges that, that were created by the government itself. That is what nobody is telling you. Nobody is telling you how it is going to stop the terrorists from now taking over the Oduduwa forest. Nobody is going to tell you how a restructured Nigeria is going to do that. They tell you you have autonomy. but they have not come. I want everybody that, okay, when they say restructure, you have your community policing, you have your whether the state control the police. It doesn't mean it doesn't solve any problem. It doesn't solve the current security problem. So long as you are, you are in one Nigeria, a restructured one Nigeria. Now, I know a lot of them will say, okay, when you restructure Nigeria, you return police to state. So state will control, each state will control their security. First of all, the Fulani will not allow that. They will not allow you to have a restructured Nigeria that, the state, your police will be managed by the state, and you don't have a Muhammad as a commissioner of police in your state. It is impossible. But let's even assume, let's even say, okay, it is possible that they, for one reason or the other, they agree to that. Because it is as better, for instead of them agreeing for this, it is as better as dividing Nigeria. Because they, to them, it means they have lost everything. So it's better to divide Nigeria. So instead of Fulani to allow you to have independent police in your state, where Muhammad will not come and make money in the southern Nigeria, where Alhaji whatever will not be a commissioner of police in the southern Nigeria, it is dead on arrival. I want everybody to mark it. So now, if this is the case, how will you now, those shouting for restructuring of Nigeria, how will you solve the problem? That is number one. Number two, if we agree that, okay, they will not allow you to have your state police, what then will happen? Are you going to accept the restructured Nigeria where you do not have power to control the police and the security? Of course. But let me tell you, you see, everybody who is shouting for restructuring Nigeria will accept it. That is why we say the people shouting for the restructuring of Nigeria are corrupt politicians. Because if they propose a restructuring Nigeria and they focus only in federalism, and when we talk about federalism, it is very broad. Federalism is very broad. When from the Nigeria context of talking about federalism and restructuring Nigeria, they are talking about the power vested on the president. If you don't know what I'm talking now, go and start researching on Nigeria state. When Nigeria person is talking about federalism, they are actually in that context referring to the power vested on the president. They are talking about economic resource control. This is the only thing Nigeria know about federalism. But why I'm saying this is that go and mark it today, the 3rd day of January. As I'm still looking for the video where I analyzed, I'm still looking for the video where we counted the man they called Buhari, how many pages he read in the speech. I think that was like 2 months ago. I'm looking for that video. I want people to send me that video where we were counting. I told you, I asked people to count the pages. You counted it. We counted it together and we counted how many pages he read. So I want to use it to prove some people something today, if that is possible. Now, so if this didn't happen, that, okay, they didn't agree for you to have a state police, how are you going to solve the security challenges? How are you going to stop, even if you have the state police, how will the state police now stop these people from attacking you? Because then it is no longer, you see, the point now is that it is no longer about, okay, coming to grace and not coming to grace. My brother, it is about jihad. Go and read go and check the meaning of jihad. It's about jihad. So long as you and these people are still in one Nigeria, so long as you and these people are still in one Nigeria, and there is nothing you can do other than, please, anybody that is here should go out now, please. Now the person have actually disturbed this broadcast. So what I'm trying to say is that anybody who why would somebody come to disturb this program? Please do not log in and click any link. I didn't ask anybody to come in here. You have just delayed me now. So now, if we get if they agree to restructure Nigeria, they can never restructure the security architecture. That is sure. And if they agree to restructure security architecture, how are you going to stop the people from coming to attack you? Because by that time, they are not coming to graze in your land. No, they are not coming to graze. Oh, they are coming to attack. So we have only one way to solve the problem. And that one way is that a total disintegration of Nigeria, so that anybody that enters southern Nigeria, he or she is entering African country and must, abide by the rule and the regulation. No, Kinsley, I did not ask you to come in here, so just take yourself off. Otherwise, I'm going to make you public. You don't need to come here. I didn't ask you to come, please. So, now, if the information is available like that people are coming to attack you in your country, or people are crossing the border, you know that if you are weak, you allow them to cross. But anyway, that is not what. Now let us go straight to the business of the day. Remember what I said. I said the intelligence report we have now is that Oduduwa forest has been surrounded. Oduduwa forest has been surrounded. Very, very important. Very, very important. Oduduwa forest has been surrounded, and in days to come, I will be giving them specific places and a hint what to do, where to go. We know that they know that we know what they know. So this is, and when you go there, you are going to see what I'm saying. So now, now I told you about one moment. I told you about the northern Nigeria coming to, trying to distract you, They want to bring confusion, nothing else other than confusion. There is nothing else they want to do now other than bringing confusion. And we will tell them that, we will up the game. We have to be ahead of them. We have to be ahead of them in lecturing our people, for them to know what is going on. We have to be ahead of them. For those of you watching in enterbiafra.com, at a point, of course, not in this program, but probably in the subsequent one, it may be that no other person will see what you are going to see. The program will be caught on other platform, and then we will continue from Enter Biafra, because we don't want, they say we have violated their community guideline or whatever. Now, when you look at this, one moment. When you look at this, they say North is ready for restructuring. Ango Abdullahi. Now, we must dismantle this presidential system. You see it? Do you see what I'm saying? They are not talking about anything. When you hear Nigeria person talking about restructuring, when you hear Northern Nigeria talking about restructuring, they are not talking about any other thing apart from the presidential system, from the parliament, and that is according to them where everything is wrong. They will never tell you that you have the right to have police, your own state police. They can never ever agree that that Mr. Mohammed will not come to Lagos to be police commissioner. They can never, ever, ever allow that. So how do you deal with that? I want you all to send it to those of your fathers and elders that are this broadcast today. I want you to send it to your elders and brothers in the southern Nigeria and also in the middle belt. Those who think that you are not, those who think that they want to restructure Nigeria and restructuring Nigeria will be everything. So I want to make this exposition today that when they talk about restructuring Nigeria, they are not talking about how the restructured Nigeria will address the fundamental issues in Nigeria. Fundamental issue now is not about oil price. The fundamental issue now is about the security of life and property. And what is leading to the security challenges in Nigeria is not hunger. I want everybody to know that the problem of security in Nigeria is not caused by hunger. No, it is not caused by hunger. It is not caused by hunger. It is a planned jihad to take over the entire Nigeria. It is a conquest. It is a war. So it has nothing to do with the economic hardship or hunger or any climate whatever change. No. And before you can begin to address the issue of Nigeria, you must understand the fundamental problem of Nigeria. What is the fundamental? What I'm just saying now, you must know the root cause of the problem of Nigeria. You can't just come and say, oh, Nigeria, bad governance, it is because of bad governance. It is not bad governance. It is not bad governance. It is not bad governance. When you will bring in bad governance is the incapability or the incompetence that they have displayed in solving the security challenges. That's where the bad governance come. But bad governance did not give birth to the terrorist attack in Nigeria. No, it is not bad governance. It is not bad governance. Of course, we know that Nigeria, there is no governance in Nigeria. So, but let us not give it, this kind of title or coronation that it is as a result of bad governance. No, this is a planned attack. And what I'm trying to tell you is that whether Nigeria had a good governance or bad governance, this thing going on now would still happen, especially when it was still, if it is still one Nigeria. So it has nothing to do with bad governance. It has nothing to do with hunger. It has nothing to do with economic hardship. I want everybody, if you don't understand this thing from this background now, you can never ever discuss the issue of Nigeria and understand it and provide solution. You must be able to understand the problem of Nigeria. And I'm telling you today that the problem is not hunger. Problem is not economic hardship. The problem is that we have a Fulani people who claim that they want to come and continue from where Usman Donfodio stopped. Usman Donfodio came to Kano and killed all the indigenous people there and took over Kano State and turned Kano into a caliphate. That is what is happening. They tried it in Yoruba land, in Oduduwa land in Kwara State. It works halfway. And they are now bringing their people again to see whether they can breach into the southern Nigeria through that, to continue from where Afonja stopped. So people please, if you don't understand from the Nigeria problem from the foundation, don't discuss it because you mislead people. You make people, you mislead people, you make people to begin to see Nigeria from a different perspective that is true, that is not true, which is false. So we need to allow people who know the fundamental issue to begin to discuss them. What I'm telling you this evening is that it is not hunger. Of course, hunger has contributed a lot. It is not bad governance. The most important thing is that these people shouting for restructuring of Nigeria should come to understand that the people who are carrying AK-47 and machine gun to kill people They are not killing because they are hungry. They are not killing because of economic hardship. They are killing because they want to continue the Usman Dan Fodio conquest of the north. They want to now extend it to the west, east, southern part of Nigeria, and we must stop that. We must stop them. So let me read what the North understand to be restructuring. When the North is telling you they want to restructure, let me now read that restructuring to you, because a lot of people don't understand it. You don't just read, you need to read and digest and dissect and do, assimilate it and allow the thing you read to enter inside you. So I'm going to, open your eyes, open your inner eyes to see something that you didn't see before in this North is ready for restructuring now. Let us go there. Now, when you look at this, you see that there is two key issues here. When they tell you North is ready for restructuring, all of them, they are jumping up. We said it, they are now ready for restructuring. But now let us read further. We must dismantle presidential system. Number one, presidential system, the power of the president. And this statement is politically motivated. Number two, parliamentary system, the solution to our unworkable federal structure, where Nigeria went wrong. Now let us read a little bit. I'm not going to read everything. Professor Angro Abdullahi, former Vice Chancellor of Ahmadu Bello University, Abu Zaria, and currently the convener, Northern Elder Forum, has been very vociferous in his call for a change of tactics in respect of administering the country. In this interview, he disclosed the position of Northern Elders on the future of Nigeria and conclude that the North is ready for restructuring of the Federation. He said the current presidential system of government is useless, must be dismantled and replaced with a parliamentary system. What is your idea of true federalism or restructuring? A lot of people do not understand what federalism, true federalism or untrue federalism are. Federalism is a concept of government, and if you look around the world, there are many federal governments, and there are differences in context in terms of mechanism of operation. Even in Nigeria, we started with what I believe was true federalism in 1960, because the federalism was based on federating unit made of regions. At least I was old enough to be in the university as of then, and I knew we had the Eastern region with its own constitution, police, and other structures that made it look like an independent country. Okay. It was the same with the Western region and also the Northern region. It was in 1963 that another region was created, the Midwest region. And together with the federal and regional government, we had a federal system of government made up of 3 or 4 federating units, depending on the date you are talking about. Now, let us continue. To my mind, the system was working for us until somebody decided that something else should be introduced in 1966 and 1967. So, my idea of federalism is the one that was bequeathed to us in 1960 by the colonial powers, and they did this in consultation with Nigerian leaders at that time, after a series of constitutional conference that took place, some in Nigeria and most of them in London. Now, one thing you don't know, one lie here is that I want to, you see, I want to tell you one thing. I want you to pay attention to this, where he say, somebody, until somebody else introduced something in 1966 and 1967. Now, I want to tell you one thing. You see that he narrated how Nigeria was working very well. He narrated how everything was good. You have this one in the east, you have that one in the west, you have not in their own. My brother, did that stop Igbos from being massacred in the Nigeria they are citizens? Did that stop the Igbos? Did that stop the Fulanis from massacring the Igbos in Kano State? In the north? I am asking you. This federalism that worked like Abdullahi Anglo was, narrating it now. Everything was fine. British this, British that. Until somebody, of course, you know who he was talking about, trying to bring something else in 1966 and 1967. I am asking you, between the time this Abdullahi was narrating how Nigeria was booming and if the federalism was working, did you know the number of Nigerians that the people murdered in the northern Nigeria? And do you know what the reason for murdering them? They want to annihilate them for the day that we are in now, because this is long time coming. So what I'm trying to say is that a restructured Nigeria through federalism or whatever you call it, my brother, not now. Not now. If as at then in 1960, when you don't have Boko Haram, they were able to murder our people. They were able to murder our people, kill them, butcher them. Do you know that they caught women, Igbo women, they caught, during the war, they butchered them with machete in the north for an ordinary riot. Ordinary riot, they unleashed mayhem on us. So tell me, did this true federalism that Abdullahi was talking worked very well during that time? Did it stop the north from killing people? It did not. It did not. And they don't understand that what we are talking about now is not about economy, is not about resource, is not about road, is not about, we are not interested. We want to live first. We want to be alive to be able to talk about having a good road. We want to be alive first before we can talk about good governance. We want to be alive first before we can talk about hospital. We want to be alive first before we can build schools. That is what we are asking about. We are not asking anything else. Don't give us, in fact, all the money that you have made from the oil, take them. But allow us to be alive. That's all. And this restructuring now will not give you life. Will not stop them from killing you. It will not stop them from what? Killing you. Now, they are not only killing you in the north. So in 2020, do you know the difference? The difference now is that they are not killing you in the north anymore. They are now bringing the war to your own doorstep, to your land, to your farmland. Your women can no longer go to farm. Your children can no longer go to the stream for those in the village. And most of you that stays in a place where they have camp, it is a no-go area. If you live in a place where Fulani have camp, where the terrorists have their camp, it is a no-go area. Nobody crosses there in your own land. And somebody somewhere, out of greed and probably ignorant, you will come and start preaching to people that is ready for restructuring. So it is not now that we tell you when Nigeria should be restructured. That is, so are you people getting the point? So not we now, all this why you from the south, you from the middle belt, you are shouting restructure, restructure, restructure. You did everything, nobody, you win by majority, nobody, they want the, and now all of a sudden they tell you, okay, North is ready for restructuring. Dictatorship from the North. And this one who called himself a professor, he's not even ashamed to say North is ready for restructuring. When the South and the Middle Belt has been shouting, all these years, they did not listen. All these years, they don't want to restructure. Now they are telling you, one of them now is telling you that North is ready. So which means it is only when North talk, it is going to happen. Nigeria is owned by the North. When North say you restructure, you restructure. When North say you will not restructure, you will not restructure. When North say you are going to have police, you have police. When North say you are not going to have police, you're not. Is that the kind of, how long will you do? How long do you want to? Do you want your children to come and live and be in this kind of society? Is that what you want to leave behind for your children? I don't want to leave that to my children. I don't want to leave that to people who relate to me. I don't want to leave anybody, any child to do this, to be in a country like that, where not we just wake up one day and say, okay, North is ready. But for almost 50 or 60 years, we have been shouting restructure, restructure, restructure. No, restructure, no, restructure, no. And now somebody wake up from a vice chancellor of Abu Zaria, wake up and say, not a restructure. And some nincompoop, non-entities will start shouting, hey, now they are ready. Now they are ready. We are going to restructure. Is that, if they tell you to restructure, now tell them no. The time for restructuring has passed. It is late. It is late. If you must talk about restructuring, a lot of things should be discussed. You have to restructure Nigeria in a way that no Fulani, no terrorists will enter the southern Nigeria. That is, if you are talking about that kind of restructuring, that you are restructuring now, and nobody, no terrorists, no Fulani will enter southern Nigeria, then we may begin to consider that kind of restructuring. And if the restructuring is that you are going to have passport, Biafra will have their own passport, Oduduwa will have their own passport in one Nigeria, and because we don't want to be, associated with a terrorist country. So if the restructuring is that we are going to have this kind of autonomy, that each confederated state will have passport. Nobody want to have anything to do with Nigeria passport. So that Arewa Republic will have their traveling document. Oduduwa will have their traveling document. Biafra will have their traveling document. Then we can begin to negotiate. But when you come to say, now North is ready, who is not to be ready? My brother, we are ready for you. This is not 1966. This is not 1966. This is 2021. 2021. We are ready. We will fight, and fight with teeth. And we are going to take your ear and bite it off. That is how ready we are. So this is not the time you will be romancing. I don't need to be making mouth, but this is not the time to romance anybody. Northern Nigeria, we in the south, we are ready. Oduduwa people are ready for you. Biafra people are ready for you. We are ready, and we want it to happen today. It is no longer time. We don't even have time to say, let us get prepared. We are prepared for you. And I'm making it clear today, the 3rd day of January 2021. This is not the time of when you come and you dictate for other people to follow. Nobody is going to listen to you. Who are you, the Northern Nigeria, to come and tell other Nigerians that now you are ready for restructuring? You are ready for restructuring. So everybody should start dancing. The North is ready. The North is ready. Restructuring. Let us restructure. They have agreed. They have agreed. You see, people don't understand what is going on. Let me read it. Let me read it. We ended up with a federal system of government which was effective, and my idea of true federalism is the federalism we inherited from the colonial masters in the 60s. And it was good enough to keep this country going for a very long time. Okay. Okay. So they actually have a lifespan. They did not actually have a lifespan for the country. They want a federalism that will keep the country going for a long time, not a federalism that will make the country forever or make the country remain great country forever. I said I want to expose something in this they are not is ready for restructuring, so that a lot of you will begin to think like human beings. I have said it that one, during the time where Anglo Abdullahi was referring to, saying Nigeria in 1960, you don't have terrorists like you have now. That is not terror. That we're not terrorists, but they still killed people in the north, which actually was the result that because of the killing made Ojukwu to want Biafra. A lot of people don't know this. Ojukwu did not want Biafra because they discovered oil. Ojukwu did not want Biafra because the Biafran were not getting employment. Ojukwu did not want Biafra. Ojukwu won Biafra not because the Nigeria. It was because of the killings of innocent women and children in the north. Every time they kill us. So Ojukwu say, with this kind of killings, are we going to, if we continue like this? And it didn't change till today. So what is the reason for killing? Because you want to run over. Intimidation. You want that whenever you talk, everybody will begin to shake. North is talking. Like now, you see him, he's just coming to say, North is ready for restructuring. Oh my God. So that the slaves will begin to jump. Nyamodo, who went to kneel down, beg for president from the north. Can you imagine that? As if that, and he denied it too. But we know he did it. We know he did it because we know there is nothing you say that Nyamodo did it that we can dispute it. He can do, if he can go to River State and say, we so, if he did that in camera, believe me, Nyamodo can eat shit. He can eat shit. So we he denied it, but we know he did it. There is nothing you say that man is doing that we cannot agree that he did it. So he did it. Now, but what I'm trying to say is this. It is not this, they should know that this is 2021. You can't just come up and say North is ready for restructuring. Who is not? Who is not to say you are ready for restructuring? We had 1993 constitutional conference organized by, I think, 1993 constitutional amendment by Abacha. They denied and rejected a lot of things. And some of those people shouting for Biafra will come to tell you, Igbo intelligentsia wrote the constitution you are seeing now. Somebody is telling you, somebody who claimed to be fighting for Biafra, he's saying Igbo intelligentsia wrote the constitution for Abacha. This constitution 1999 you see now, Igbo intelligentsia. Somebody says Igbo intelligentsia. And I am asking, is the kind of Igbo intelligentsia, is it not the same Igbo intelligentsia that he is claiming to be? Is there any kind of another Igbo intelligentsia? This kind of Igbo intelligentsia that we go and stand kneeling down in the north. Is that what you call Igbo intelligentsia? Now, let us read. We seem to have a confusing scenario in that we do not have full federalism, and at the same time do not have a full unitary system. Let us go back to the concept of true federalism, which I believe in, but which was destroyed. The concept of true federalism, which was working for us and should have worked for us for a long time, was in the city, and this was disrupted in 1966. You see, he continued to mention it. I'm not showing you this, sorry. He continued to mention it. Let me read it again because you were not seeing it. He said, let us go back to the concept of true federalism, which I believe in, but which was destroyed. The concept of true federalism, which was working for us and should have worked for us for a long time, was in 1960, and this was disrupted in 1966. Now, you see, he is still telling you about how this would have worked and how it was working for them. It was work. Why wouldn't it work for them? Why wouldn't it work for them? It was working for them. Did Igbo kill anybody in the north? Did Igbo people kill anybody in the north? The answer is no. Did Igbo just wake up and at every provocation they start killing people, outside people or Fulani people in the north? The answer is no. So why wouldn't it work for them? Why wouldn't it work for them? He was not feeling the pain of losing people in the north. He was not feeling the pain of women being cut off by his brother and his kinsmen in the 60s. So, it worked for them. It worked for them because we were not killing them. It worked for them because, they were not victims. The people that were being butchered in the north were not from his tribe. So it was working perfectly well. And that's exactly what is happening now. It will only become a problem when it touches them, when it threatens their existence. Like now, the python they were feeding, all the terrorists that they brought to Nigeria, they don't know who is, except those who have meeting with them. So they don't know that they are hunting everybody. They are hunting everybody, people. So now all of a sudden, they want to restructure because the federalism and all that have failed. So they want to go back to the 60s, where the Igbo people, the 60 federation or the federalism of the 60s that did not stop Igbo from being killed in the north, which led Ojukwu to say we want Biafra. They want to go back there because they didn't experience how many people were killed, how many Igbo people were killed in the north from 1940 to, all this one. And they don't know. They used to say, so this Anglo Abdullahi or whatever don't know that our people were killed in that true federalism he is shouting about. And that is the something he want to bring now and say he's ready. So my question is, how will this now stop you from being killed? How will the restructuring now, that thing he painted very well, is the 60 before somebody came to disrupt it in 66, in the 60 before somebody, all this thing that he was saying, people were killed in the north, and nobody has ever been sentenced, arrested from then till today. When the people were being massacred in the north, nobody was arrested. I am telling you, if you see anywhere where the government of Nigeria during the 60s arrested and prosecuted and jailed any northerner for killing the Igbo person, bring it up. Let us, because we are here as we are educating people, we want you to bring it up. Let us see where Nigeria government, prosecuted somebody from the north, jailed the person for killing the Igbos. And that is happening now in 2020 and 2021. All the killings, nobody has been arrested. And somebody want to now tell you that they are ready for the restructuring, as if we have not had restructuring before. So open your brain and get sense. Now let us read. You see, he said that moved us away from federalism to a unitary system of government under a military regime. That was the beginning of all the problems that we are having today. Are you seeing the lies? This man said it was the beginning of all the problems we are having today. And you want to sit with this kind of man to talk about restructuring Nigeria because you think he mean well for you. A man who could not talk one single truth. Who told this Abdullahi that it was because of Ojukwu or because of Biafra that led Nigeria to what Nigeria is experiencing today? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine? Is it Biafra that brought Boko Haram? Is it Biafra that brought Fulani herdsmen from Mali, West Africa, and other Central African Republic? Is it Biafra that brought Asaru? Is it Biafra that brought bandit? Is this as a result of Biafra war that they started killing people in the Middle Belt? Oh my God. And he will now want the Nyawodo and co to come and see. Although Nyawodo is already going out, they said they want to give him minister. This man will now sit with Afenifere. We now sit with the other Southern leaders to discuss restructuring. And he cannot be truthful to say where the problem of Nigeria started. That the problem of Nigeria started because his people, the Fulani, want to take over Nigeria. Of course, he cannot say that. Can he? Or do you think I'm lying now? Can he say it the way it is? He can't say it. He knows the truth. They are buying time. They are looking for time. That is why they have come. I told you now they have surrendered Yoruba forest. They want to, that this man, you see what this man said? He said, if we have continued the true federalism, they would have buy more time. It would have, at least Nigeria could have lasted more longer. You don't understand what is going on here. I want you to be reading the mind of the person that is saying this thing. Don't just read what was written. As you are reading what was written, you have to go into the mind of the person. This was coming from him. It was not like somebody wrote it for him. It was coming from, they were asking him question, he was saying it. He said, in fact, let me not misquote him. Let us go back. Here, he said, the concept of true federalism, which was working for us and should have worked for us for a long time, was in 1960. And this was disrupted in 1966. This is the second time he mentioned it. Let us go to the first time. Here is the first time. He said, we ended up with a federal system of government which was effective, and my idea of true federalism is the federalism we inherited from the colonial masters in the 60s, and it was good enough to keep this country going for a very long time. Did you see that? So now, the question I want to ask you, do you know why this man is saying at least they want something that will keep the country going for a very long time? They want to buy time. They want. Do you know how many years it took them to take over Turkey? 100. How many years? You see, what you don't understand is that until you know the root of your problem, you can never solve it. You can never solve it. Now, this man is telling you now. You see why he is saying that this true federalism of 1960 could have, allowed the country to last for a longer time. So what does it mean by a long time? So he doesn't want Nigeria to be one at the end of the day. It means they want to do everything to buy time. And because they have seen what is going on, they have seen that every Nigeria is turning their back. They have seen that we have been able to liberate a lot of people, and now we have unified. We are now uniting with our brothers and sisters in the South and the Middle Belt against them. So they need to play a fast one. My brother, don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. This is all game. They want to now bring this confusion so that as you are busy talking about how to restructure Nigeria, they are there in your forest stationing themselves to, and by the time the war starts, remember, don't take the word of Dr. Man Lefia as a joke. Dr. Man Lefia have said it. They want to start a civil war. And I'm telling you now, they are now in Yoruba land. They are now in Yoruba forest. And these people in Yoruba forest now are completely new. I am telling you, new fighters are in Yoruba forest today. And when the governor comes to say they are trying to enter, I don't know, of course, maybe other people are trying to enter, because, if they don't come once, they come in batch by batch. They don't come once. So if they have seen those, another batch that was entering and they were struggling to enter or something like that, only God knows what the governor meant by that. Sorry. Only God knows what the governor meant by that they are struggling, they are trying to enter. Because as far as we know, they have entered, and we know, we are going to know their positions and all that, where they are going, or where they position themselves. We are interested in knowing where their armories are, because last time we know where their armories are. We know where they keep their armories and all that. Now, let us continue. Now, that moved us away from federalism to unitary government and having problem today. So he lied here. That was not the problem of Nigeria. That was the beginning of all the problems that we are having in Nigeria. It is a lie. That was not the beginning of the problem. He did not even mention about how many people were being killed in those days. And then we move away from the federating unit and all that. Now, let me also, I will not go into, I will not go more into, because I said I'm not going to read everything, but I have made a point I want to make from this. And of course, if I read down, I'll be able to expose a lot of things. But let me stop here. I'm not going to go more. But do you know that all the terrorist attacks, as I'm talking to you today, over 70 people were abducted and aid worker abducted in Nigeria by Boko Haram. President didn't talk. The man who paraded himself as president didn't talk. Are you aware of that? The man who paraded himself as president didn't talk. Now, let me shock you. Now look at him. This is the one who paraded himself as president. Buhari, the man in Aso Rock, sympathizes with Niger Republic over terrorist attack that killed 70 people. And so I said it. President, this man in Aso Rock has condemned the killing of 70 people in whatever, a border town between Niger Republic and Mali by militants, describing the incident as another clarion call for united action for African leaders against terrorism. Are you even hearing it? Because he is from Niger Republic. The man is Mohammed Yusuf from Niger Republic. He did not condemn the killing, abduction of people in his own Nigeria. He didn't talk about it. He didn't talk about it at all. He did not mention it at all. But look at him condemning 70 people killed in Niger Republic. The same Niger Republic that has pumped all Nigeria money, and now they are trying to buy time by claiming that they want to restructure Nigeria. They are trying to buy time so that they can industrialize the entire region, take your money, borrow your money to industrialize the entire region, and then after that they will tell you, okay, now we are ready to break up. You don't understand the game they are playing. They are ready to break up. Now, let me see. He did not talk about the people that were abducted today. I'm telling you now, this man didn't talk. This man did not talk at all about the one moment here. You see, when you go to our Enter Biafra, you see different now. You see different from all this news media in Nigeria. Look at the page. You know that this is not Nigeria page. So now look at it here. Boko Haram abducted aid worker, over 50 passengers along Meduguri Damaturu Road. This man is yet to make a statement. More than 50 motorist passengers, including a United Nations humanitarian worker, Abubakar Garoba Idris, have been abducted. Suspected terrorists along the deadly Meduguri Expressway and wherever. They abducted them. And this is the current situation of Nigeria. So now the president did not utter a word, no single word from the man you call the presidency. But look at him in Nigeria Republic. So what we are saying, what I have come to say this evening, the main topic this evening is that I said the new terrorists have surrendered most of the Yoruba forest, and in a couple of days, I will begin to review some of the vital security information. I will begin to release them. 2, they are beginning to call for restructuring of Nigeria, and they tell you that the North is ready. It's a scam. They are only trying to prolong the disintegration of Nigeria that is imminent. And by prolonging it is dangerous. Delay is dangerous. Delay is dangerous. So, and before you buy the idea of restructuring Nigeria, ask yourself a question. Because they want to tell you that in the 60s, the restructuring, the federation or the federalism in the system was very, very good. I want you to know that 1960 is not 2021. During the time when this federation, when this whatever federalism was working in the 60s, there were no Boko Haram, there were no bandits, there were no Ansaru, there were no ISIS West Africa, there were no herdsmen, terrorists, there were no all this kidnapping by the Fulanis, there were no terrorists anywhere in Nigeria. I mean, there were no single terrorist anywhere in Nigeria. But today, you have the terrorists. Not only that the terrorists are terrorizing you, but the terrorists want to take over your land. They want to kill everybody. They want to bring jihad. They want to bring fear so that you will stop talking until they run you over and take over your land. So how would a restructured Nigeria, how would a true federalism in Nigeria solve this problem? Because in the 60s, when you do not have all these terrorists, you didn't stop the North from killing the people from the South. It's a question I want to leave with you this evening. Think over it. Send it to those who want to restructure Nigeria and let them ponder on it. And I am waiting for somebody to debate. I'm waiting for any Nigeria restructuringist or whatever we can call them, or a debate. Let us enlighten the public why they feel restructuring is viable, and let us tell them why, because most of the reason I have not even reviewed it here. So let us, I'm waiting for those Nigerians who are agitating for the restructuring of Nigeria. Let us convince our audience why do we think that restructuring will be viable, and why do we think that restructuring will not solve the problem of today Nigeria. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening. Good night. See you tomorrow, and make the video available. I'm still looking for the video where we counted how many pages Buhari read. The man that they call Buhari, the presidency. I'm looking for the video. Very, very important. If you have it, please take a screenshot, a screen recording, and send it to me. I need that video. Very, very important. Where we counted the pages the man was reading. I think it was like 2 months ago or so. I told you to count how many pages. We counted it. I need that video so that I will continue. I will complete my exposition on the speech he made on the 1st of January 2001. Thank you very much. God bless Biafra. God bless Oduduwa Nation. God bless the Middle Belt. God bless otherwise they will accept my prayer. Of course, those people don't need God to bless them. God bless the IPOB worldwide, indigenous people of Biafra. God bless Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. who have done extraordinarily. Thank you very much, and may God bless every genuine freedom fighters all over the world. Good night. See you tomorrow. Remember to sign the petition. Remember that the petition is still on. Petition is still on. The petition is still on. The petition is still on. Please go and sign the petition. It is still on. We have about 51,000 or something there now. Please, we still need signatures. We want to see that we get something out of that petition, please. And if you have not registered in enterbiafra.com, go and register in enterbiafra.com so that any day they kick us out on all this platform, you will see us there. In enterbiafra.com, you can send messages. You have your own mailbox. You can receive messages, send the messages there. And we are still working on the page. Very soon, the social media platform will be functional, and all of you can leave Facebook for good. Thank you very much. Good night.